the mismanagement and incompetence of this government. So, Mr. Speaker, let me say, when it comes to fire prevention and preparedness, this government has a lot of work to do.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Speaker, the wildfire situation across Canada, particularly in Western Canada, is dangerous. It's very, very serious. We have seen more than 1.5 million hectares burn. We have seen tens of thousands of people evacuated. Homes and property have been damaged and destroyed. Entire communities are at risk. The intensity of the fires is so strong that the smoke can be felt and impacted in places as far away as the United Kingdom and Florida. I want to join colleagues in expressing my sympathy and concern for the thousands upon thousands of Canadians who are impacted by these wildfires. And I would also like to extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to all of the firefighters, first responders, members of the Canadian Armed Forces, law enforcement, volunteers, and members of communities who are stepping up, working tirelessly in often very difficult and dangerous environments to save lives, to save property and infrastructure, and to assist impacted communities. And, Mr. Speaker, let me say that this has been a devastating wildfire season, and it has been felt in my riding of St. Albert Sturgeon River. On May 3rd, a fire was ignited in the Redwater Provincial Recreation Area in Sturgeon County due to an apparent mechanical or electric failure of an all-terrain vehicle. Due to dry and windy conditions, the fire quickly spread, engulfing more than 3,200 hectares. More than 70 homes were evacuated, and the situation on the ground was very dangerous and very volatile. Indeed, there was the real risk of catastrophe with the fire being proximate to Alberta's industrial heartland, which is the largest hydrocarbon processing area in the country. There was a real risk that the fire would spread to the town of Redwater, a community of 2,100 residents. And in the face of this very serious situation, what we saw in the way of the response to the wildfire was, from residents, acts of courage, leadership from local officials and from the province, and neighbors and communities coming together to lend a helping hand. And in that regard, I wish to join the Mayor of Sturgeon County, Alana Nachu, in thanking the Sturgeon County Emergency Services Team, the Provincial Wildfire Resource Branch, the Provincial Ministries of Forestry, Transportation and Parks, as well as the RCMP, and many community members, as well as the neighboring counties of Parkland, Lamont, Strathcona, and Forehill, for their efforts in combating the fire, as well as lending resources, personnel, and equipment. And I'd also like to acknowledge the Sturgeon Regional Emergency Management Partnership, which includes the County of Sturgeon, as well as the towns of Morinville, Redwater, Gibbons, Bonaccord, and Legal, for their vital emergency response coordination efforts. Mr. Speaker, as a result of all of those efforts, the fire, after nearly a month, has finally been contained as of May 30th, and lives, livestock, residents, and businesses have been saved. And although catastrophe was averted, make no mistake about it, the impact of this wildfire on residents in eastern Sturgeon County has been devastating. In these days, there are residents who are literally sifting through the ashes. People lost their homes. People lost livestock. People lost pets. Valuable property was damaged and destroyed, and treasured recreation areas were lost. And so, yes, while the wildfire has been contained for those who have been impacted, the road to rebuilding has just begun. And I pledge to those impacted residents that I will do everything that I can, working with my provincial and municipal colleagues, to ensure that they receive the support and resources that they need and that they deserve as they begin the process of rebuilding. Now, let me say that with respect to the wildfires that are raging out of control across Canada, that in the face of recent disasters, including the Jasper wildfire, that all of these things ought to constitute a 5-alarm wake-up call for this government. The fact is that we have seen a deterioration in fire and emergency services across Canada. There are issues with respect to personnel and resources. There are issues with respect to equipment. There are issues with respect to coordination. And we have seen from this government a misguided and ideological approach to such, in their opposition to such preventative measures as prescribed burns, which resulted in the tinderbox that was Jasper National Park, that led to a fire that was likely preventable. Certainly a fire of that scale was preventable. It would not have happened but for the mismanagement and incompetence of this government. So, Mr. Speaker, let me say, when it comes to fire prevention and preparedness, this government has a lot of work to do. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Questions and comments?
All right, elbows up.
Elbows up.
What?